What's up, Pisces? And welcome back to my channel. It is Mama Manifests here. Hope you are well. Grateful to be doing a reading for you guys today. A couple things before I get started. My readings are not time or date specific, so whenever you see these messages, they're that's when you're supposed to see them. And there's a message in here for you. Just a little disclaimer. I've been giving this lately. I don't know if I'll ever stop. My messages go quite deep. I do kind of specialize in life purpose and shadow integration. So just be prepared for that. If you're not interested in that, I'm probably not going to be the reader for you. I am open for personal readings. So if you would like one of those, my email's in the description box below. Let's get that started for you. Let's get you connected with your life purpose and figure out what those blocks are. Also, if you want to see more of me, my social medias, Instagram and Facebook are in the description box below. And also, thank you guys in advance for the good karma donations. Those are very helpful to help keep this channel going and alive. So thank you, thank you, thank you for those. All right, so let's jump in. I did do a little bit of a pre-shuffle for you guys, and I did see a couple cards. And I get this energy right now. You guys are at the precipice, right, of some really new stuff, which totally makes sense. I think a lot of the signs are we're here at this new moon total solar eclipse today at the time of recording this reading, which is December 14th. But in the pre-shuffle, I did see two cards that really jumped out at me from these archetypes. And one of those was the box and the other one was the thread. So there is something that you believe that is you've done so much work with the thread card. You've been doing a lot of work. You've been doing a lot of shadow work. You've been doing a lot of shadow integration. But there is some sort of belief that is keeping you inside of a box. You might even feel like you are a little bit claustrophobic with life right now. You might feel stuck. And the reason for that is because there's something that you believe, and this is going to be different for each and every one of you. Hopefully we'll get more information about what that belief is in this reading, but there's something that you believe, but you are right there. So once you uncover, right, pull up this root, you're going to pull that thread, and with the thread card, we'll see if it comes out again, it's all darkness and smoky, right? So you might be feeling like you're not seeing things clearly right now, but on the other side, once you pull that thread, right? And because like a thread, we think of it as a small little thing. So you're right there. You're right there to moving into this new, getting out of the box. You're breaking out of the box, right? This limited box. You are right there. But there's a rainbow on the other side. So it goes from this dark, smoky energy to a rainbow. Right? And that's like life being colorful. You're feeling free. You're feeling vibrant. You have a deeper understanding of life and awareness, and you're able to be present for life, which is where all of the magic happens, okay? Is in that present moment. Okay, so let's see what the overall energies are before we jump into the tarot. Any other messages want to come out? They're really coming out for you guys. You guys are really ready to hear this information. I did a reading before you guys, and the cards were being a little bit stubborn. So just that one? Do we just want that one? One more shuffle. We'll see if anything else comes out. Just the one overall energy. Okay, so let's see what this overall energy is. Wow. Yeah. Embracing who you really are without any question. Without any question. Seeing yourself. You guys are at this place where you're moving from the caterpillar to the butterfly. I think maybe getting more information about what this limiting belief or this limiting behavior might be is not truly embracing the side of yourselves, right? Like, with the smoke, I almost think of this gray area, and maybe you believe that you are full throttle in on your mystic path and embracing you being a mystic. I mean, these energies are in every single human being, but it coming out and you being a Pisces and everything like that. You guys are very mystical creatures. You guys are very spiritual creatures, okay? And a lot of the times your life path has to do with being very spiritual, okay? And I just have a feeling that there's this 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And maybe you feel like you're giving your all to this, but that's what I'm feeling with the pre-shuffle cards and this energy coming out, okay? Yeah, like embracing, I feel like I haven't done a reading for you guys in quite some time. But one of the last readings I did for you guys was remembering who the F you are. Remember who the F you are, Pisces. Embrace your magic. Embrace it. Believe in yourself. Believe in this path completely. No reservations. This is coming up again, but I was, talking to somebody the other day, and she asked me about my belief system, and I cowered a little bit. I prefaced it with, I know it's a little bit weird. And she said, don't do that. It's time to own who you are. It's time to own this side of yourself. This isn't anything to be ashamed of. Now, I have a feeling with it coming out like this, maybe you grew up around people or situations with different programming where this part of you feels almost embarrassing. This isn't what you want to share. And you're being asked to pull that thread, and what that thread is and how to get out of that box is your fear of showing other people who you truly are is what's keeping you in the box. You're keeping yourself in the box. Okay? So let's get a little bit deeper. Wow, that's a big energy to come out. That's why it was isolated, just that one card. And now I understand why. So let's get a little bit more information here. Let's do 2 more shuffles, and then we'll jump into the tarot. Pisces. My North Node's in Pisces, you guys. Okay, so you guys are done. You guys are so sick and tired of being... Taurus got the same card in the same position. You guys are so tired. We have the 9 of Swords here in reverse. I love to see it in reverse, okay? Because, this is like restlessness, nightmares, things like that. It's all coming up to help you clear your path moving forward, but you're done with this. You're ready to get out of this energy, which nine of Swords is a hard energy, but it is an energy that we must go through to understand more of ourselves. Yep, you guys are ready for a new beginning. This is what breaking out of that box and pulling that thread is going to feel like. You're being asked to really embrace who you are. Look at the sun is here. I love his stance too. Like, this is who I am. This is who I am. And he has only what he needs with him. You need to trust that you have everything that you need. What do you value? Do you value things outside of yourself? Do you value what other people think? Do you value material possessions? I mean, it's not a bad thing to value and love comfort, okay? As coming from a Taurus, I get it, I understand it. But the universe is saying you have everything you need within you, okay? You already have everything you need within you, and it's time to really embrace who you are. Let yourself shine, because what's happening here, what's causing all of this discomfort and this restlessness is you're stuck inside of a box because you don't feel like you're able to really embrace who you are. For some reason, like you're not able to embrace like your authenticity. That is the place where we feel stuck, where we feel small, okay? So at the base of the reading here, we have the Knight of Wands, okay? So again, the same message. There's like, you're all in 1 second. The Knight of Wands is not consistent. He doesn't know how to keep the fire burning per se, okay? He only knows how to light fires. And then, if the fire gets too big, or maybe he doesn't have, the patience to keep stoking the fire or whatever it's called. But ultimately, it doesn't sustain. It doesn't sustain. So there's 1 second here where you embrace this mystical aspect of yourself. You embrace your authenticity, and then the fears come up, and, you just run into, like, that's been going on for a long time. It's coming up in the base of the reading here, at the root of the reading. This is the root that we're pulling up, is the inconsistency. It's starting something and then not finishing it. Right? It's kind of like going and seeing like all over the place. And yeah, we learn things from trying things all over the place, right? We learn things. So you've learned a lot of lessons, so that it hasn't been time wasted. But what now the universe is asking you to really do is embrace you, embrace yourself, embrace yourself, stay committed to the path. Okay. Yeah. And in the past here, because of this, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, right? You haven't felt like you've had any passion for anything. It's kind of like moving through the day-to-day life, not a lot of purpose, if you will, just kind of maintenance. I'm feeling like a big maintenance energy. And when it's our time and we're being called, and when we know and it's time for our soul to evolve, you know, it gets really uncomfortable when we're just maintaining. We know, you guys know, that there is so much more out there for you. There's so much more fulfillment. There's freedom. There's contentment. There's living life on purpose in each moment of every single day, not just 50% of the time. Okay? Yep. And that was part of the old cycle, right? You're moving into a new cycle here. We have the World card here. It's the end. It's the end of this, like, it's the end of dimming your own light to try and fit in with others. Okay? You have to accept it. You have to accept your journey. And I can understand this. Like, there's like a total grieving process of the old life, right? And you're going to go through that. And it seems like you have been going through that. But this is part of the old cycle. You wanting to be like everybody else, or feeling like getting sidetracked by the idea that you're not doing things right. We need to all embrace the fact that all of our journeys are different. No two journeys are going to look the same. Okay? There is no playbook on this whole experience. There isn't. It looks differently for each and every single person. And your journey may look different. Your life journey may look different. Why? Because you're a mystic. You're a mystic. It's a very spiritual path. And I just feel like there's a deep call in this new cycle for you to be committed to you, to yourself, to the bigger purpose, maybe even connecting with your why. I don't know if you guys have heard that phrase before. Why? Why are you doing this? Really meditate and think about that. There's going to be personal reasons, you know, having to do with yourself and your life and your direct family. And then there's the bigger purpose of understanding what's going on in the world and why your service is so needed, why your voice, why your mysticism is so needed. Okay? Yeah, there's some relationships here, Two of Cups in reverse, that make you feel small, right? They're part of the old cycle. They're just not working out. And you know, you're trying to make those work. And maybe you go in and you're committed for a second. And then these relationships start to get rocky as you raise your vibration. So then the fear comes up and you pull back out, Knight of Wands. But there's a price to pay for that decision of trying to stay in the comfort zone. The price to pay is Ace of Wands in reverse and Nine of Swords. Restlessness, no passion, and, you know, you understand what I'm saying here. You see yourself as completely overburdened right now, right? But I like to see this. You're here now. And I love to see the Ten of Wands in reverse, right? It's like you're still in that burdensome energy, but you're ready to put it all down. You're ready to put all the burdens down. You're ready to take all those lessons and integrate them. Maybe you feel like you have to maintain your life, and your excuse, I'm going to call it like I see it, and I told you I opened up this reading, I'm going to give you guys the truth. Maybe your excuse is you don't have the time because you have a lot of responsibilities. But ultimately, and I have to say this in my readings, and I do say this a lot in my readings, even if you try to stay inside that comfort zone, you're still going to feel overwhelmed. You're still going to feel restless, and you're still not going to have your passion. Eight of Swords in reverse coming out. Is this going to affect other people? Your thoughts are going crazy with this transition and moving into this new cycle. And that always happens. I just posted something on my Instagram stories, and it was talking about the universe has this funny way of like, I can't even, I don't know exactly the verbatim what it said, but it's all about like, it's like a slingshot, right? We're pulled back right before we enter into the new cycle. We're pulled back right before the breakthrough. And the reason for that is because it's like a rebound effect. Think about a trampoline, or like I said, a slingshot. It's pulling you back because the more you're pulled back, the further you're going to be able to take off. Okay? You understand what I'm saying here? But there's so much fear, right? And fear is always a lie. There are two choices in life. There is fear and there is love. Now, every single thought, action, emotion, you can ask it the question, is this a thought based in fear? Is this an action based in fear? Is this an emotion based in fear? Or is it love? And you can really start to pinpoint. With the Eight of Swords here, she can free herself, right? She's tied up in bondage, right? She feels that way. She feels stuck. We have the Eight and the Nine of Swords here. And like I said, this is that energy of the box, like I saw in the pre-shuffle. You are right there. But this is also coming out in reverse. So again, I just feel like you are ready to free yourself. Like it's gotten so uncomfortable that you're just ready to do whatever it takes. And whatever it takes is really embracing all of you, making a decision to go on this new journey, remain committed to your path, let whatever doesn't serve you fall away, and just embrace love and let your soul lead the way. You can free yourself. Maybe that's another message you guys need to hear. You are empowered. You can absolutely free yourself. Fear is always a lie. Always. Now, some people will have a different opinion. That's fine. It's my channel. There you are. That's you. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So you're fearful that you're not going to feel emotionally fulfilled, right? You're fearful that you're not going to have what it takes to be able to embrace your own energy, embrace yourself. And you're afraid of other people's, other people emotionally manipulating you, right? That's something to definitely watch out for, right? Maybe this Knight of Wands, you're allowing other people to kind of influence you every time you go on this new beginning and embrace your mystic path. Now, these things are it's not in your face, right? You don't really know, like we're always influenced. That's why it's so important, Pisces. Huge message coming up about the people we surround ourselves with, because every thought that they say and everything that they say, if we aren't completely self-sustaining and strong and firm in our belief system, which it seems here it's been a little shaky and inconsistent, right? Because you're growing and you're growing into that. We can be very easily influenced, right? Like everything people say, it's a seed that's planted in our mind. Now it can grow, and it seems like some of those have grown, right? And put you in this Eight of Swords energy, right? And then it affects us. And then the fear takes over, and without us even knowing, we pull back. We pull back from who we truly are and letting our true light shine. Now, this for you is all about not being impressionable, okay? And learning to stand your own ground and be firm and confident in what you believe. Yep, there you are. There you are. This is what the universe wants. This is your card. You are the High Priestess by default, okay? We have the Mystic and the High Priestess. This is a very spiritual reading. But you right now are not connected with your intuition, right? You're not able to hear the truth. The truth about you is that you might be a psychic, a tarot reader, you know, something along those lines, right? Like you have an ability to see the unseen. Now, seeing the unseen through a lens of fear is not a fun place to be. That's the High Priestess in reverse. It's seeing things, but it's going through a filtration system of fear. Now, we need to get this High Priestess turned upright and have it go through the filter of love and faith and truth. But yeah, we need to turn this right side up, okay? There's a definite call to get back in touch with yourself, to, you know, get back in touch with your heart and get back in touch with your intuition. Not letting life just happen, being in the driver's seat. This is coming out so much for every sign, being in the driver's seat of life. Because it's just chaotic. There's a lot of chaos here. It's just chaotic, and it doesn't feel purposeful, right? And that's when we get, you know, discontented, is when we don't feel like we're living life on purpose, that there's no rhyme or reason for anything, that it's just all kind of up in the air. You know the answers. You have the ability to connect. It's time to start embracing the High Priestess and the Mystic that you are and staying committed to it. Look at 8, 9, and 10 of Swords, okay? 8, 9, and 10. This is in your subconscious here right now. You know, and you can feel it. And it's the 10 of Swords is like, it's that place of death. It's the ending of that cycle. I love to see that here. Like it's wrapping up. There's a cycle wrapping up. And it's this old cycle. You're being catapulted into a new place, right? With this solar eclipse, it's a different time for you. Things are going to look different. With the Fool energy here, it's unfamiliar territory. The Fool is just starting his journey. And every time we move into a new cycle, we're starting a new journey, which puts us in this place where we're learning, right? And maybe, you know, you've mastered the old cycle, obviously, because that's how we get out of it and go to this new cycle. And, you know, maybe you're afraid of not being a master, right? But the thing is you can work, you know, you're going to work through and you're going to learn new things, and your vibrational set point's going to rise, and you're going to be elevated. Okay? Let it die. Let it die. Does it feel good here? No. 10 of Swords does not feel good. And some of us that grew up in chaotic environments and have always been surrounded by chaos find comfort in the chaos. Do you still find comfort in the chaos, Pisces? Let's get some guidance out. Let's do, I've been using this Work Your Light a lot. Okay. What further messages do we have for the Pisces? The other side of this reading. What other messages do we have for the Pisces? Okay, we got one. Any more? You guys are hyper focused. A lot of the times 2 or 3 will come out. But like with that and this one, it's just like one card. Let's keep this message real fight. Oh, wow. This card keeps coming out too. Oh my gosh. It is so interesting. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So it's the same message I gave to Capricorn because this card came out for them as well. Don't be making any huge decisions right now. Now, I know it seems like the only decision you need to make is to embrace yourself and to embrace your authenticity and get back in touch with your heart space and get back in touch with your third eye. After this reading, you might get all like a bug up your butt, okay? I can just totally relate with this. That's why I think it's funny to be like, okay, well, I got to get rid of this and I got to do this. No, the universe is saying, relax, child, please. Relax, dear one. All you need to focus on right now is getting back in touch with who you truly are. Okay? No major decisions right now. There's nothing big you need to change except for making that decision to get back in touch with yourself. Because if you're not in touch with yourself, we already know a lot of things are going through this filtration system of fear, restriction, lack of passion, etc. We don't want to make any decisions from that place. So that's what the universe is really saying. I want to get more. Can I please have more besides this no card? Anything else? Yeah, it's happening for you, okay? It's not happening to you. So that's all about a perspective shift, right? This is the ever unfolding rose. This is a perspective shift. You might feel like with this energy, 8, 9, 10 of swords, 10 of wands, that you're cracked. You know, like you feel like you're right in the middle of it, right? And it feels painful. And like that is a lot of the times when people leave the journey of self-discovery and leave the journey of finding themselves, right? Is when the real work starts popping up because they get scared because, you know, all those other program beliefs, right? There's just a lot of different stuff. Different religions say that, you know, certain things are bad or good. And that's something that you need to work out with yourself. You might think that this path looks chaotic because you're doing the real work. And when we change, everything else changes around us. Everybody else's fears pop up and a lot of things change. But you have to remember, like, you have what it takes to do all of this work. You have to remember who you are. You're a leader. You're a mystic. And it's happening for you, not to you. Maybe even continue to affirm that to yourself. Do we want to get, yes, let's get a little bit more guidance. I just saw the Hermit card come out. So there's definitely a call to kind of turn off all the outside distractions, this 10 of Wands, because I'm sure you can find things to keep yourself busy, but is it really fueling your soul? Okay, there's this call to turn off, look at new beginning coming in and balance restoration coming in. Okay, but yeah, with the Hermit, looking within, taking that time for meditation, going inside of the cave for a little bit. So no decisions, like we said, and really understanding this old cycle. With the old cycle and wrapping it up, there's some new things to understand. And yeah, that's what you're being called to do right now. That's where you're going to find your balance. That's where you're going to find balance restoration. That's where you're going to find your passion. That's where you're going to just naturally feel like you're choosing love instead of fear in each moment. Because it's all of these small decisions, right? It's all of the little decisions throughout the day. It's all about a ratio. How many, because we can't 100% of the day make decisions or have thoughts that are filtered through love. Fears are always going to come up, but it's about what is the ratio of the fearful thoughts, the lower vibrational thoughts, the limiting beliefs that are coming up, as opposed to those empowering beliefs. Yep. And this is all, it's a judgment. So whether you like it or not, it's major arcana. When major arcana comes out, it's the universe getting involved. It is your time. Now you can make this judgment, so take some time for yourself, get reconnected with your center, get reconnected with your values, get reconnected with your purpose, or not. But the universe is saying it's time. It's time for you to make a judgment call on what you value. Do you value living in your authenticity as one of your top priorities? Trusting and having faith that everything else is going to fall into place when you make that decision? Or are you going to be scared off because of the changes? Because the changes might not look like how you want them to look. Which is it? Which is it, Pisces? Make that call. Make that call to believe in yourself and to believe in what you believe in. Okay. It's been an incredible reading, guys. I love you guys so much. I love my Pisces. I love Pisces so much. Taurus and Pisces are incredibly compatible. All right. So yeah, be well. Enjoy this time. Hermit up on this new moon this evening. I hope to get this up. I hope this uploads before tonight. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to upload whenever it's meant to. I trust. I'm making the decision to choose trust and faith, and I hope you do too. I love you guys. Namaste and God bless.